What's up, guys? It's your boy Black Rebel back with another video. This one on the topic that no one likes to talk about, the Confederate flag. This video is called the Black Confederates of America, because I'm going to show you videos of blacks, not only of me, but videos of blacks that support the Confederate flag. The Confederate flag is widely controversial icon throughout America. In today's society, it is viewed as a symbol of racism and hate. Many others view it as a symbol of heritage of the South. No matter how you look at it, the Confederate flag is one of many symbols of our great nation's history. The first thing I want to point out is that the flag itself has a religious meaning. The red represents the blood of Christ. The white banner stands for the protection of God. The blue X represents the cross of St. Andrew, the first disciple of Jesus Christ and the patron saint of Scotland. The 13 stars represent the 13 southern states of secession. There were 11 Confederate states plus the contested states of Kentucky and Missouri, which the Confederacy claimed as a part of its union. The Confederate flag, also known as the Stars and Bars, was designed in 1861. I don't see this flag as a symbol of hate, obviously. And I think if a lot of people would actually do their research and look into history, they would also agree with that. So, real quick, if you guys like my videos, please give them a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. And please, please, please share these videos with your friends, your family. Share them on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat even. Get the word out. Without further ado, let's get into it.
A little bit about Karen Cooper. I don't like to be told what to do. I'm a proud Virginia flagger, and we are at Hollywood Cemetery in Richmond, Virginia. I grew up in New York. I was a member of the Nation of Islam in New York. You know, the Nation of Islam thinks, races should be separate, black and white and stuff like that. And then I came down here and we were more together, and I just realized, I was like, well, that can't be right because there's a lot of nice white folks. I mean, people wave to me that I've never known. The North, they claim that they like black people and they care about black people, but it is so segregated, it's not funny. I felt more welcomed in the South.
She has a really good point right there. I did over-the-road truck driving for a few years, and I have met more accepting people, more people that are more friendly down south than I have up north. I've run into more racist people in the north, and I'm from Pennsylvania. I've run into more racist people in the north than I have down south. Like, down south, people are more accepting. And it's funny because people say, oh, well, that's because they feel guilty about slavery. I don't think that's it. I do think there are some people that feel guilty about what went on. And I want to say to those people, you don't have to. You don't. This whole people need to feel guilty because they're white or whatever. You don't. Never ever feel guilty because of what race you are. That's the South. When they say Southern hospitality, that is a real thing. And you will never truly experience it until you go down south. It doesn't matter what color you are. Go down south and you will see it's a whole different world down there compared to up here. Let's hear what else she has to say.
Lady Susan Hathaway, and she started flagging. And I said, well, I should go out there and flag with her because, one, I support, Confederate history, and two, it's a great way to show my freedom of speech. It's my right to be able to be out there in public with the battle flag, so that's why I did it. I know what people think about when they see the battle flag. You know, all they think is KKK and we hate black people, you know, or we want to bring slavery back. So I knew it was going to be something for people to see a black woman with the battle flag. Actually, most people don't even stop to talk to me because I think they in such shock to see me out there with the battle flag. I don't even think they don't have the nerve to even ask why I'm out there. You know, I'm not advocating slavery or think that, you know, it was right. It wasn't, and none of my friends think it was. It was just something that happened, and it just didn't happen in the South. It happened worldwide.
One thing I can say I really like is when she talks, you can hear the passion in her voice about the South and about the Confederate flag and about the battle flag. You can hear that she's not just doing this for attention. She's not just doing this for recognition or 15 minutes of fame or whatever. You can tell that she is actually passionate about it. And when people see that flag, they do automatically think slavery. Like when people hear this, the people say that, oh, the South will rise again. People automatically think that the South is going to try to bring back slaves, excuse me, and is going to try to enslave all blacks and this. That's not what that saying means. The South didn't want to be part of the U.S. because they didn't want a government telling them what to do. They didn't want a government involved in every aspect of their life. So they wanted to secede. They wanted to be their own group, their own country, pretty much. They didn't want to be under the American government, being told everything they had to do and every part of their life being scrutinized, watched, and not being free, basically. They wanted to be completely and totally free. And to be honest, I think slavery aside, I think they had a pretty good idea, especially if you look at the events of today. Yeah, this next part that we're going to listen to, I want you to listen very, very carefully, and I'll explain why afterwards.
I said this before, and people are going to think it's horrible, but I believe slavery is a choice. And I say that because of what Patrick Henry said, give me liberty or give me death. To me, you know, if we ever went back to that kind of slavery, no, I couldn't do it. Give me death. I feel I'm a slave now because the federal government does control me. I can't smoke what I want to smoke. I can't drink what I want to drink. If I want to put something into my body, it's my body, not theirs. So what gives them the right to tell me what I should do? That's tyranny. But yet and still, it's only the Southerners and it's only the battle flag that has all the weight and the guilt on it, and it's not right. It's not right. I actually think that it represents freedom. It represents a people who stood up to tyranny. And by me being out there, I hope that you would see this is not racist. I mean, how can it be racist if I'm out there with them? I'm talking with them. I'm hugging them, you know. I'm conversing them. These are my best friends that I'm out here with. What I hope to change or to accomplish is just to, I don't know, wake a few people's minds up and stop believing that that flag is about race. I want them to stop thinking that, you know, but, you know, that's up to them. In the end, I'm just doing it for me. It makes me feel good, right? That's why.
That, when she said that slavery was a choice, I'm sure she gets a lot of people looking at her sideways for that comment. Patrick Henry did say, give me freedom, give me liberty, or give me death. So in a way, I don't think slavery was a choice. But if you look at it the way she explained it, it makes sense. You either be a slave or you die. Patrick Henry said, give me liberty, not being not being a slave, or kill me. So if you look at it, it's a two-sided coin. It does make sense, but then again, it's still, you know, a lot of people would have died. As far as her supporting this flag and doing this for her, keep it up. I do the same thing, and I'll tell you what, a lot of people look at me weird. A lot of people tell me that I hate my race and I'm a disgrace to the black race, and I don't care what y'all got to say. I'm doing this because I believe that flag has nothing to do with race. The flag is an inanimate object. It didn't do anything to you. All right? I mean, our government is way over involved in people's personal lives. That I will agree with. I don't know if I would say it's to the point of tyranny like she was saying, but they're way over involved. You have people that, like, I don't smoke weed, I don't support smoking weed, but you have people that the government is saying you cannot smoke it, you're going to jail, you're this, you're that. Then you have other drinking alcohol. Got to be a certain age, which, I mean, that being 21, I think that is a good thing. But then again, at the same token, you have guys signing up for the military at 18 that still can't legally drink, but they can go take a bullet for their country. They can go die for their country, but they can't drink. It doesn't seem right to me. Me personally, I do see the Confederate flag as a symbol of freedom. The South wanted to be separate from a tyrannical government. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Tyranny in our government. They wanted to be separate from that. So if you actually do your research and do your history on the Confederate flag, I do see it as a symbol of true freedom. So, I mean, to her, if she would ever happen to see this video, keep up the good work. Keep flying that flag. Don't let people bring you down. Here's another video of another black woman that supports the flag.
In a manner of either one, they hate it, or as a symbol of hate, they don't even know their own history of the flag. The way I look at it, I mean, it had nothing to do with slavery. This flag, yes, this flag represents above all else a person's freedom. The government not telling you everything to do. I mean, we've become that government that we sought to get away from. So, why not? And honestly, I don't care if people like it or not. I get looks sometimes. I've had people, black people, come like, you really? I have a state flag that I normally have on my van. I wasn't raised like that. So, and the flag didn't do anything to anybody. It's an inanimate object. If somebody did something to you or somebody else and used the flag, but the flag itself didn't do anything to you. So, why have a problem with it?
These next few video clips are of one of the men that truly inspired me to actually start paying attention and doing my history and research on the Confederate flag and the South, H.K. Edgerton. I'll let him introduce himself, but in the next video clip. If you get a chance, look him up. He's also on YouTube, obviously. Look him up. He speaks so passionately on the Civil War, on the Confederate flag of the Southern states, on everything that took place and how he views it. And he makes a lot of sense. So the videos the clips that I'm going to show you are just, they're not even a drop in the bucket compared to all of his videos and everything he speaks on. This man walked across the country with carrying a Confederate flag. This man truly believes in what he says. And when you listen to him, if he doesn't even change your mind a little bit, you're made of stone and there's no getting through to you. So go ahead and check out these videos real quick.
I am H.K. Edgerton. I am the president of Southern Heritage 411. You can go to my website, southernheritage411.com. I am the chairman of the board of advisors emeritus of the Southern Legal Resource Center. I am past president, vice president of NAACP right here in the city of Asheville. Don't anybody claim me for that. As far as the number of blacks who fought for the Confederacy, there are so many different kinds of numbers, somewhere from 60,000, 100,000. But you cannot forget those. General Lee talked about his citizen soldiers. You can't forget about the support services that were given. And I don't just want to put it on blacks because there are a lot of folks involved. I just left Oklahoma City, where Stan Wadey, the last Confederate general, an American Cherokee Indian, also fought in the war. So I got to keep in mind all of my folks. And certainly I talk about the black folks because we have been used as the weapon of choice against the Southland of America and against all the kinds of events that took place during that war, because folks have basically erased us from that. There's a picture of this boy with the Confederate battle flag and a gun. Well, that's Southern. I mean, you're in the Southland of America, sooner or later, no matter what color you are, you're going to be seen with a battle flag, and you might sit down and take a picture with a battle flag and a gun. They went on to say that what he'd done was inspired by the battle flag. Now, that was the second lie. Because had that young man gone to a Sons of Confederate Veterans meeting, he would have learned about those 29 black men who rode with General Nathan Bedford Forrest, and whom Forrest said no better Confederate lived than those black men who rode with him. 29 horses shot from under General Forrest, and never one time that when he hit the ground did he ever worry about what was behind him, because he knew that those black men who rode with him would be watching his back, that the Union white soldiers were getting. Abraham Lincoln never answered the letter, but he called Frederick Douglass in his office. And maybe I shouldn't repeat exactly what he said. Maybe I should clean it up like some folks tried to clean up what he said. But he basically told Douglass, you know, you got a lot of nerve, you black folks around here, coming here talking about equal pay. With all the prejudice associated with having you in that uniform in the first place, you ought to be glad to have it on. In the Confederate Army, while those black folks were not supposed to be there legally, those white men divvied up their monies and made sure that those black soldiers received the same pay that they got. In the Confederate Army, the same doctor that took care of Ben when he was a boy and took care of Ben's master as well is the same doctor that worked on him. In the Confederate Army, it was not a segregated army, it was an integrated army. My Southland and my homeland, and when we talk about slavery, and I love talking about slavery because it's not the bleeding heart thing that folks want to make it out to be, why the Union Army came to the South. They never want to talk about the Missouri Compromise, the Kansas-Nebraska Act, the Louisiana Purchase, all those territories now coming into the United States, and how those folks in the North wanted to create an imbalance in Congress because they did not want the white man in the South to bring those slaves into those new territories. They want to keep those territories for white folks. They don't talk about those kinds of things.
Make no wrong turns, that GPS might not